Doki Doki Literature Club wasn't massively popular when it first came out, and has since become a bit of a cult classic, and I got to thinking as to why. The thing is, this is a brilliant game. It's well-made psychological horror that is genuinely fun to replay and explore some of the other content. It appears at first to be a fairly by-the-numbers dating sim that plays quite pleasingly, if a little slow and limiting, and that you don't actually get too many opportunities to steer the events or make any decisions. Then the game starts to turn into this meta, fourth-wall shattering psychological horror that I was looking forward to. Never have I been so full of dread for what is about to happen, and never has a game that requires literally no input other than the occasional point and click ever had my heart racing in horror quite like this. Then you go back to play it again, and you can't help but notice the millions of tiny bits of foreshadowing in the double meanings of what the characters say. It genuinely feels like the developers of the game are talking directly to me several times during the game, and let me tell you, they are dicks in the best type of way. But right there, I identified the biggest issue with the game, and I almost didn't even realise. It appears at first to be a fairly by-the-numbers dating sim. From the outside looking into Doki Doki Literature Club, the game appears to appeal to a demographic that would be into dating sims full of cute anime girls. But people who would play Doki Doki for that are going to be in for a rude shock and not get the experience they were looking for. But moreover, I think a lot of people who like psychological horror probably overlook Doki Doki exactly because it looks like a weeby game. The game spends a lot of time fleshing out the characters, and almost nothing happens until a minimum of about 4 to 6 hours in. I understand that this increases the impact of when things do get messed up, but I would be willing to bet that a lot of people who would enjoy the psychological horror part of this game checked out far before it actually happened. As much as character development is incredibly important, especially in a game such as this, I do feel that the lead up to the interesting stuff does take far too long. That and the massive disconnect from what the game appears to be to what the game actually is likely the reason that the game's status as a cult classic and not a super well-known title. That and the fact that I believe that only a really small handful of people developed this game, so in actual fact they should be really proud of this. I'm just adding that as an addendum. And that's really all there is to reviewing this game without spoilers. I'd say in fact it's more of an experience than a game, and it's so well crafted with an incredible amount of attention to detail that it's hard not to notice every little thing and think the devs probably intended that, even if it might not it might have actually been a coincidence. I do actually have to add as well, since writing this, I've noticed as well that there's quite a lot of recycled content, more than I thought there would be. So actually replaying the game to try and impress the other girls maybe isn't quite so as interesting as I thought originally it would be. I really enjoyed Doki Doki Literature Club, but I would say that if you're looking for a good dating sim, I wouldn't bother. But if you want a truly unforgettable experience that will leave you questioning everything, I implore you to look past the cutesy anime girls and give Doki Doki Literature Club a try.